I wanted to make this video for Wynne Evans. Some of you will know that this is the way I go about trying to offer a few words of support to people who find themselves in the eye of the media storm. And others have contacted me privately to say that they found it really helpful, or particularly those closest to them found it very helpful. So this one is for you, Wynne. Now, I appreciate that other people watching this that aren't Wynne may have views. So you may be tempted to go straight to comments and go, I want nothing to do with this person. It's disgusting what he's done. He's done this and this and it's disgusting, whatever. And that's, of course, absolutely your right. But do remember that isn't the purpose of this video. The purpose of this is when you find yourself in the stocks, in the public square with everyone screaming at you and throwing things at you and trying to make what is happening to you worse. Sometimes it's helpful just to have one person who says, well, draw a line under whatever has gone on. Here's a way through this. Because I think regardless of whatever has happened, whatever's gone on, whatever you're supposed to have done or not done, whatever, people do need a way through it. And I know personally, when it was me that was in the stocks in the public square, it would have been really helpful to have someone to say, here's a way through this. And actually, without my lovely Mark here, I don't think I would have got through it myself. So one for Wynne Evans, personally, or his family, or people who care about him. So let's draw a line under all that's gone on. A really important thing to do is to separate yourself from the noise. All of this is noise. If I know what you're doing right now, it's going to be looking at it, scrolling through it, looking at the comments, looking at Twitter, looking at the hashtag, looking at your name, looking at what so-and-so said or someone else or what's just been said or the headline there. It's a really bizarre thing. It is like walking towards the person that's hurting you, or if there was a bath of acid, putting yourself in it, getting in it, because then it stings some more. It is a really perverse human trait to look at more of what is hurting you. And it's very, very difficult to stop. So someone can say to you, don't look at it. Don't look at it. And you'll say, yeah, I know I shouldn't. But actually, it needs someone else to say, give me your phone, give me your Mac, give me your iPad, and separate you away from it. You may have to leave your house. You may have to leave the country. You have to separate yourself from looking at it, because all it will do is drag you under the water. And this video is about trying to keep you above the waterline, because the fear is that we lose people to this kind of public humiliation. And there is no need to be losing people to this. We did with Caroline Flack, and people used the hashtag be kind. And frankly, that's never going to be enough. So you have to separate yourself from it. The second thing is you cannot make it better at this point. You can't. So it is pointless apologising or explaining. It is pointless saying sorry. It is pointless. All you're doing is attracting more attention, prolonging the agony, giving the news cycle something else. Wynne Evans now apologises. Now he comes out and says this. Now he does a video. It just keeps this story going. So you may have done all that. You may have said something. The advice has to be, just be quiet. And I mean that in a kind way, not in a critical way. Just shush, because you're just giving them more ammunition. And one of the things I've done for, during my time of being perceived as an absolute monster, one of the good things I did was never ever told anyone. It's why people don't know much of my story, because I never shared what was going on, because no one was going to hear it anyway, because I was supposed to be a monster. And now that people see me for who I am, I'm starting to tell some of it, because people now see, gosh, that was a lot. Well, you're going through the gosh, that's a lot. And the best way, honestly, is not to perpetuate the news cycle, which is all you do now if you open your mouth. The next thing, and I know this as well, is you try and fill. Oh my God, I've lost my tour. I'm not on tour anymore. Oh, I've got no one coming to get me anymore. I've got no one asking me to do things anymore. I've got no one booking me for anything anymore. My agent's going to leave me. My girlfriend just left me. All of my jobs have dried up. My contract's dried up. I'm going to be erased from history. Everything that was keeping me busy and keeping me in the moment and keeping the spotlight on me. And I'm sorry for my cold. It's not helping how I'm speaking. It's really annoying to me that I can't just have my voice. Do you see? Everything that is that noise around you, the glare of being known, of celebrity, of easy money, as it seems, because it's all coming at you, coming towards you. Can you come and do this? Can you come and do this? Can you appear on this? Can you do this? Can you come and do an interview on this? Can you join me on this? Will you come on? It all goes away all of a sudden. And you think, oh my God, well, what's going to I won't have my radio show and I won't have my this, and I'm not going to be asked to be on that magazine, and no one's asking me to promote this, and what am I going to do? And the answer in the immediate term right now is that isn't a question you need to ask. Honestly. So when you find yourself thinking, holy hell, I'm losing everything here, what am I going to do? Just remember that's a question for another day. Honestly, you may as well get a notebook and pen and write down, what the hell am I going to do? Or write down all the things you're losing. Write down what the hell am I going to do, and put it in a box and put it on a shelf. You know what I mean? So you acknowledge the question, but don't try and answer it right now because you can't. You cannot. And this applies to lots of people in different moments in your life. Sometimes the only thing you can do is acknowledge the question because you can't find the answers yet, and that's okay. Because immediately you don't need the answers. You do need to try and eat. You do need to try and breathe. You do need to try and drink stuff like water or squash or milk or Coke or something. Drink something. And you do need to remember to eat, and you do need to remember to sleep. Sleep, eat, breathe or eat or sleep. Those are pretty much that's the circle of all you have to do for right now. Breathing is clearly kind of the priority. In time, you will feel calmer. You don't know that yet. You can't believe that yet, but in time you will. Might be a month, might be 2 months, might be 6. Calmness will come eventually. And when it comes, you'll know it's come, but it will come. I'm just telling you that. You won't believe that. You won't want to listen to that. You'll be too busy panicking. This too shall pass. It is true. I'm here to show you, to prove it, but you can't believe that yet. Just hear it. This will pass. So for right now, the message is find something real and hold on to it. Now that sounds very airy-fairy. Bear in mind, I'm a hard-nosed old cowbag. I take not much shit from anyone. I don't believe in softy. I don't believe in bloody crystals and bloody wind charms and I'm not a hippie whippy. I'm not a softly. That wasn't good enough. You were a bit shit there. Pull yourself together and don't be a twat. I'm that girl too. But in this moment, you need to find something real to hold on to. Okay. And that isn't going to be people giving you platitudes. That isn't going to be people going, no, don't worry, it's all going to be okay. It's not going to be okay. It's going to be shit for a long time. But it will be okay eventually. But like for me, once you've managed to get someone to take away all of your tech, ideally, once you've managed to isolate yourself in a sense of getting yourself away from noise that doesn't matter, once you can acknowledge that you can't solve this right now, you've got to write down the question and put it on a shelf. And once you've been able to just hear that eventually it will be all right, not right now, eventually it will. And once you're still practicing breathing, eating or sleeping or just breathing or just drinking water or something, then to find something real is a brilliant idea. So for me, that might be walking along a beach and looking at the sea because it's big and sand and the beach is big and there's no one on it because it's winter and everyone's freezing their tits off. Trees, very good, big. Skies, very good, big. Night walks on your own, big sky, darkness, bigness. Stuff that's much, much bigger than tiny people is excellent because one of the things it lends, apart from fresh air and something real, is perspective. Human beings are so tiny. Our galaxy is tiny. The planet is tiny, we're tiny, people are tiny and insignificant. We last but for a flutter of a butterfly's wings. You know what I mean? What's happening on social media about a small program called Strictly or a friggin' tour or a blah, blah, blah. It's so tiny as to have been a not even register in the consciousness of most people. And perspective really helps, but perspective helps by holding on to something much bigger, which for me is the ocean or trees or, you know, my dogs running around going, this is great, now I can have a shit in a bush, woohoo! That stuff is real stuff. That's the best thing you could do right now. So Wynne, if someone manages to get this to you or possibly one of your family members, do know that this is meant well, peacefully. Do know that this will pass. And ultimately, you know, what it comes back to and what's been very helpful for me is knowing who you are really, away from the fun guy or the performing guy or the wanting to please people guy or the guy that wants to make people laugh or feel better or see someone nervous and is trying to take the edge off it, but maybe does it in a clumsy way or says the wrong thing at the wrong time or laughs at a doctor's appointment when, because it's really bad. You know, we can all do stuff that's a bit, doesn't help ourselves. I'm a very good, a living proof of this, but there is a way through this. And it isn't letting yourself go under the water and silencing yourself for good. It's just getting away from it for now. It's, you know, not trying to do anything more or say anything more. It's holding your silence for now. It's making sure you can feel a bit better, eat, drink, sleep, repeat, but find big things to hold on to. It's knowing that you can't answer the question, but it's okay to say, what am I going to do? And then knowing that this too shall pass. I hope this is helpful. We don't need to lose anybody else to the humiliation of the public square. And if you need me in any other way, Katie at katiehopkins.co.uk. There's quite a little ensemble of us now who have been stripped naked and are recovering, whatever. I always say recovering alcoholics and addicts are my favourite people. Well, recovering humiliateds are also part of our family as well. So to you and your family and everybody that cares for you, Wynne, wishing you all the best, and we'll see you somewhere on the road.